resident Eugene guy. What does this one mean to you? What are the memories you have of it growing up?
Yeah, man, this is a big game. I would say it's personal, which it definitely is. Never grew up liking the Huskies all that much, but at the end of the day, it's Oregon versus Oregon. We got to control what we can control, and at the end of the day, if we do that, good things will happen.
Obviously, on paper, this is the biggest because of the rankings and those things. Again, as a guy who grew up with it, biggest since what? Like, what in your mind, when you think of this rivalry, what was the biggest game before the one you're about to play?
I want to say just the next game, but like historically, it's obviously just been Oregon State and the Huskies. There's not one that comes to mind because every year, no matter what we were ranked, what the magnitude of the game is, it's huge because it's bragging rights among family, among friends. I got a lot of family in the Northwest that live up there, and a lot of family that lives in Corvallis. So I take pride in this game a lot. Like I said, though, if it's Oregon versus Oregon, we control the controllables. Good things will happen.
You guys have had a lot of time to kind of prepare for this one, and so have the Huskies with their bye week being last week as well. Just kind of what is the mood of the team? Are you guys excited? Are you focused? Is there a sense of urgency? How would you describe it?
Yeah, big sense of urgency. It's nothing just because it's a big game and whatnot. We don't change our game plan. We stick to our process, what we do every single week. The schedule's been the same. Last week we came off a good work week, and this week has been the same as every other week. Obviously, there's a little more juice and guys are bringing it at practice just because it's a big week, but when it comes to preparation, everything's the same.
Does this year's matchup just mean a little bit more to you now that you're supposed to have a larger role and now a linebacker rather than just special teams?
Yeah, obviously I have a bigger role on the team, so obviously I got to prepare more than I did last year. But that doesn't mean that in the past I wasn't preparing and it didn't have as big as an impact on me personally. But yeah, I take every game as if it's the same and as if it's my Super Bowl, no matter if it's the Huskies or if it's Portland State. So yeah.
There's been a big emphasis on kind of improving week to week. From the start of the season, what do you think the team has improved at the most heading into this week?
Improved at the most, honestly, our communication on defense. They do a lot of shifts and motions, and we got to be really good at communicating and slowing the game down on defense before the ball is snapped. So I'd say on that part, and also just tackling aggressiveness. We know they're a physical team, and we have to bring it when we want to tackle. So that's been a point of emphasis at practice this week.
Push up a little bit during the bye week about third down defense, some of the third and longer spots, trying to improve there in some of those situational splits. What are some of the things you're going to try to do to improve in some of those spots if they come up on Saturday?
Exactly. It's just communicating and watching film and recognizing the formations and what they come out in, and just recognizing it pre-snap and knowing what they're going to run before as they do or before they're going to do it. And ultimately, you got to get off the field on third down. That's how you win football games, and we haven't been the best at that in the past. And I think that the fact that coaches are making an emphasis on it and all the players realize that it's huge for the team. So I think we got a really good game plan going into this week. Looking forward to it.
How do things change for you as a defensive player, especially a second-level guy as left-handed quarterback, if at all?
Yeah.
Just because it is mildly unusual?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got to watch out for boots and rollouts when he's rolling out to his left. Obviously, when it's a right-handed quarterback, it's a little bit different. But honestly, with him back there, my dad's left-handed. Reminds me of my dad back in the days rolling out and throwing me the ball. So if anything, I see the ball better out of his hand, which is nice.
It's like in general, I guess, facing an offense that it might throw the ball a ton. You play linebacker, you're going to be out there in coverage probably more than maybe usual.
Mm-hmm.
What's that approach like for you?
It's just, honestly, it goes back to my safety days. It's a little bit different guarding someone from 5 yards away in the box. But once we get split out in coverage, I just got to remind myself of those days when I was working scooch technique and watching, catch and just getting a press. So I'm up for the challenge and I'm looking forward to it.
Washington throws the ball over 40 times a game, but they do a good job of not allowing pressures. What specifically does their offensive line do to keep Penix upright during a game?
Yeah, their offensive line is good. They just do good at picking up the pressures and recognizing them. They're smart. So at the end of the day, we just got to outsmart them and make it so we aren't recognizable on defense, and then just play hard. Honestly, we have all the scheme in the world, but what takes over the game is effort and playing hard. So if we keep doing that and mix those two things together, good things will happen.
I think one of the biggest improvements of the entire program was your actual defense from last year to this year. Do you think the defense is a little bit more? Are you guys a little bit more excited to kind of show how much you've improved from last year to this year? A little bit different defense than they might have seen last year?
Yeah, no, it's we've taken big strides as a defense. It's still first half of the season. We got the second half to prove that we are that defense that we're capable of and that we're displaying right now. But yeah, we're pumped to do that, and it's just day by day, game by game, and yes.
How well would you say the secondary in particular is playing going into this matchup? I know number 5 nationally in pass defense, but what's impressed you the most maybe with your defensive backs?
Yeah, I've been proud of them, man. They play the ball well. They play with good technique. Coach Meat is coaching them up well. Coach Hamp, and yeah, they're ball hawks. When the ball's up in the air, they go get it. And when they need to show up in the run fit, they have been. So I'm proud of the way they've been playing, and hopefully they can keep it up. So it's been good for the team.